Welcome to yet another video. First and foremost, happy 2026. We are back again. It's Maths Made Simple with Ms Gamu, kicking off the year with our first topic, that is rounding off decimals. So rounding off is very simple. You have to just follow the certain rules, and one of the key things, you have to know your place values. Place values, as you remember in the previous videos, it is the position that a number finds itself. So if you look at this example, we have 23.4674. The 2 is, the place value of the 2 is tens, the 3 is ones or units, the 4 is tenths. So the first thing after the decimal point is called tenths. The second thing is hundredths, then thousandths, then 10,000ths. So it always goes almost opposite to when it is before the decimal point. So that is key, because that helps you to round off. Because what happens when you round off is that whatever is being round off in terms of the place value, you always look on the right hand side. So let's get into it. So if you look at this question, the first question says round this number off to the nearest whole number. So a whole number is the number without the decimals. So we look at the first number after the decimal, that is this 4. Then we ask ourselves a question. So the key is being this 5 being on top of the slide there. So we have 0 here and we have 10 there. So we ask ourselves a question: is this number above 5? Is it 5 and above? If it's 5 and above, it adds 1. It just goes one more step to the next number. Yeah, so in this case being 6. But if it's below, it slides down back to 0. So it doesn't affect the 23. So the answer for this one, when we round this off to the nearest whole number, the answer is just a cool 23. Alright, just take another color for the next one. So when it says round it off to the nearest 10, so which one is the 10? The 10 in terms of place value is the 2, but we look at the 3. Then we ask ourselves a question: is 3 5 and above? No, it is not. So it goes back to 0. So the 3 itself turns into a 0, and it doesn't affect the 2. So that is 20. Then we go to the next one. Let me just erase here just to make it clear for us. Cool. If we go to the next one, which says round it off to the nearest 10th. 10th is the 4. So we look at the 6. Remember, you always look at the one which is next to it. So now we ask ourselves, is this 6 5 and above? Yes, it is. So it affects the 4. How? By adding 1. Okay? So now, was the 2 affected? No. Was the 3 affected? No. The point was not affected. But the 4 was affected because the 6 was greater, so it adds 1. So the answer there becomes 23.5. Alright? Cool. We move on to round off to the nearest hundredth. Let me just erase there quickly. So the hundredth is the second thing after the decimal point. So we look at what is behind it. That is the 7. So we ask ourselves the same question: is 7 above 5? Yes, it is. Since it's above 5, it adds 1 to that hundredth. Alright? It adds 1. So you ask yourself that same question: was the 2 affected? No. Alright? Was the 3 affected? No. The point, of course not. The 4, no. Then, was the 6 affected? Yes. The 6, we added 1 because the 7 was greater. So that becomes a 7, and that is our answer. Alright? So just as a small recap, when you're rounding off, you always check what place value are you being asked. Alright? Then you look to the right hand side. Then you ask yourself a question whether that sum is 5 and above. If it's 5 and above, you add that place value you're rounding off. If it is not, it converts or turns into a 0, because you're trying to find out whether it is closer to 0 or closer to the next number in the sequence. Hope you understand. See you in the next one.